Hi, everybody. We're talking about Energize Colorado Gap Fund today, and we are very fortunate to have Dan King to answer some questions for you. So we're going to keep this nice and short and to the point. If you have questions and need help, Dan's going to tell you how to get that at the end. But let's get to it. Dan, what is the Energize Colorado Gap Fund?
Well, thanks, Susie. So the Energize Colorado Gap Fund is a grant and loan program that was stood up by the state of Colorado and a group of private investors. They have $25 million to award, and they're going to award that over the course of the year. It's targeting small businesses and nonprofits, and it's really designed to provide additional funding for people who couldn't get enough funding before or were unable to get funding from some of the other programs. The grants will be made in amounts of up to $15,000 per business. The loans will be up to $20,000 per business, so a maximum per business of potentially $35,000. And the loans will be very low interest rates. They will have terms of 24 to 36 months, and the interest rate will not exceed 1.5%. It'll actually start out lower and gradually go up to 1.5%, and there's no payment interest for the first four months. So that's essentially what the program is.
Great. So who can apply for the program, Dan?
Sure. Again, it's for small businesses and nonprofits. It seems like everybody has a little different definition of what a small business is, but in this case, they've defined it as 25 or fewer full-time equivalent employees. For nonprofits, they will need to be able to demonstrate that they are involved in economic development in their community in some manner. So they'll need to be able to show that part of their mission supports the greater economy around them. Businesses will need to be able to demonstrate that they were damaged by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, that damages can take the form of loss of revenues, or it can take the form of increased expenses, but they'll be able to, they must be able to clearly show that those damages are there. They can have received a PPP loan, a paycheck protection loan, or an EIDL loan that won't exclude them from participating in this program, but they'll have to be able to show that their damages were in excess of whatever amount they would have received from that program. The businesses need to be a viable, ongoing business, and they'll need to demonstrate that they have a high likelihood of surviving this downturn and continuing into the future. There will be some preferences given to certain types of businesses. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be one of these businesses to apply, but if you do, it'll give you a leg up in terms of your scoring when your application gets scored. Those preferences are for minority-owned, women-owned, or veteran-owned businesses. There's a preference for businesses located in rural areas, and there's actually a portion of the funds that are specifically targeted for tourism businesses, businesses involved in tourism. There's no citizenship required for this loan. If you are a corporation, you will have to have an ITIN or EIN, an employer identification number. And if you are a sole proprietor, again, you don't have to prove citizenship. You will have to demonstrate that you are legally able to work within the United States. There is federal money involved in this fund, so marijuana businesses are not eligible.
Mm-hmm. So when should people apply?
Well, the applications for this were open just this last Monday, August 31st. And they're going to do this funding in 4 different rounds. The first round is what they've started now, and they expect that to take 6 to 8 weeks for them to collect applications, go through the process, and make some awards. This is not a first come, first served process. So getting in early doesn't really help you. You should really take time and make sure you do your application completely and fully, demonstrate that they want you to make so that you have a high favorability scoring for your application. So it's good to apply in a timely manner, but don't rush your application. The other thing with the rounds, one of the primary reasons they're doing the 4 rounds is after each round of funding, they're going to go back and evaluate how they've done in reaching their target markets. And if they need to adjust, they'll adjust. But you can, as a business, apply. You can get denied in the first round, but you can still apply in the second round or the third round or the fourth round. Even if you get some awards in the first round, if you don't get the maximum, you can go back and try to get more in the additional round. So get your application in a timely manner, but do it well and don't rush it.
So when people get the award money, what can they spend it on?
The forms right now say that there will be specific limitations on how you spend the money that will be determined between you and the lending agency that underwrites that loan for you. We don't know exactly what these are, but we pretty much, you can expect that you'll be able to spend this money on normal business operating expenses. We do know that you can specifically not spend it on capital purchases, on construction activities, on lobbying activities, and you cannot use it to pay taxes. So those are ones that are specifically precluded, but in general, it's going to be for normal business operating expenses.
Awesome. So how can people get help if they need help with the application and applying?
Yeah, there's a number of sources, and we'll provide some of those. In fact, they're on the wrapper to this video right now. But Energize Colorado does have a site, and it has some facts in there. They have an 800 number, which is the first call that you should make if you need assistance with the application. And they'll be able to answer some basic questions. And then after that, we have a group of consultants with the SBDC. You can go to our website, sign up for some consulting work. And we have consultants available who speak both English and Spanish.
Great. Anything else we need to know, Dan?
I guess I would just add a little emphasis that you must be able to demonstrate that your business was damaged. So put your numbers together well, make your case, and make sure it's clear. And there is also language in there that if your business has a positive impact on the surrounding economy or the surrounding community in a social way, or supports efforts in the community, those will be important considerations too that might give you a little leg up. So if your business is involved in those activities, make sure you highlight those in the application.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Dan. Best of luck to everyone that is interested in the Energize Colorado Gap Fund, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Dan.
Sounds great. Thanks.